In the early days of space exploration, the world looked to the stars with a sense of wonder and curiosity. Humanity had already achieved the seemingly impossible by sending men to the moon, and the next great leap was the development of a reusable spacecraft, the Space Shuttle. Its design was bold, innovative, and unlike anything that had come before. But within this ambitious vision lay a multitude of engineering challenges, and one of the most intriguing was the question of how the shuttle would launch, fly, and return to Earth. Central to this challenge was whether the shuttle should be powered by jet engines, engines that revolutionized air travel, or if a different solution was required. To understand how the space shuttle ultimately lost its jet engines, we must journey back to the earliest concepts for reusable spacecraft. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, as NASA set its sights on a new vehicle that could ferry astronauts and cargo to low Earth orbit and back, engineers sketched out designs that looked more like futuristic airplanes than traditional rockets. Some of these early proposals actually included jet engines, imagining a shuttle that would take off from a runway, climb into the sky like a supersonic jet, and only then ignite rockets to continue into space. The appeal of jet engines was clear. They are efficient at lower altitudes, use air as an oxidizer rather than carrying heavy tanks of oxygen, and could allow the shuttle to take off from airports, land easily, and even fly around like an ordinary aircraft. A shuttle with jet engines might be able to abort a launch and return to base, maneuver during descent, or even fly cross-country after landing. It seemed to promise flexibility, safety, and a kind of elegance, a spaceship that could truly be an airplane. But as the design process unfolded, reality began to set in. The physics of spaceflight, the demands of re-entry, and the sheer weight of the shuttle itself posed enormous challenges. The shuttle would be much heavier than a commercial jet, and the thrust required to reach orbit was far beyond what jet engines could provide. Rockets, powered by burning fuel with stored oxidizer, were the only engines capable of propelling the shuttle fast enough to escape Earth's gravity. Jet engines, efficient as they are within the atmosphere, simply do not work in the vacuum of space. Still, NASA's engineers persisted, refining concepts and debating whether jet engines might still serve another purpose. If not for launch, perhaps they could be used during landing. The shuttle, after all, would re-enter Earth's atmosphere traveling at hypersonic speed, then slow down and glide unpowered toward a runway. Adding jet engines might allow pilots to go around for a second landing attempt, divert to alternate airports, or even fly to maintenance hangars under their own power. The spaceplane concept evolved through numerous iterations. Some designs proposed small jet engines that could be deployed after re-entry, stowed away during launch, and activated on final approach. Engineers calculated the weight penalties, the added complexity, and the safety benefits. They envisioned a shuttle that could touch down like the largest, fastest airplane ever built. But challenges mounted. Every kilogram of mass added to the shuttle reduced the payload it could carry to orbit. Jet engines are heavy, and they require fuel tanks, piping, and aerodynamic modifications. Carrying these extra systems into orbit meant less room for satellites, experiments, or astronauts themselves. The shuttle was already a marvel of engineering, balancing the need for heat shields, fuel tanks, rocket engines, landing gear, and cargo space. Adding jet engines threatened that balance. Moreover, the operating environment of the shuttle was unforgiving. During launch, the vehicle would be blasted with millions of pounds of thrust, accelerating rapidly through the thick lower atmosphere. Jet engines, designed for gentle airflow and precise operation, might be damaged or rendered unreliable by vibration, heat, or debris. During re-entry, the shuttle would encounter temperatures exceeding 1,600 degrees Celsius, far beyond what typical jet engines could endure. Protecting them would require heavy insulation, complex covers, and even more weight. Reliability became a concern. If the engines failed at a critical moment, the shuttle could be stranded miles from a safe landing site. Meanwhile, the shuttle's unique flight profile emerged as a defining factor. Unlike a conventional airplane, the shuttle would re-enter the atmosphere at a steep angle, bleeding off speed in a controlled descent and transitioning from hypersonic flight to a subsonic glide. This would all occur in a matter of minutes, with no opportunity to go around or abort the landing. Glide performance was everything, and the shuttle's huge delta-shaped wings were designed for maximum lift and controllability in this phase. In detailed simulations and wind tunnel tests, engineers discovered that adding jet engines actually complicated the shuttle's aerodynamics. The extra weight shifted the center of gravity, made the vehicle harder to control, and reduced the margin for error in landing. The engines themselves, mounted in the rear or under the wings, created drag and could disrupt airflow over the control surfaces. Every modification seemed to introduce new problems rather than solving old ones. As costs soared and timelines slipped, NASA faced hard choices. The shuttle was meant to be a workhorse, launching satellites, servicing the International Space Station, and carrying scientific payloads. Every feature added meant more expense, more testing, and more risk. The benefits of jet engines, while appealing in theory, were outweighed by the practical challenges of weight, complexity, reliability, and cost. By the mid-1970s, the decision was made. The space shuttle would launch on the back of powerful, solid rocket boosters, ride atop an enormous external fuel tank, and use its three main engines, liquid-fueled rocket engines, not jets, to reach orbit. Once in space, the shuttle would operate as a true spacecraft, maneuvering with small thrusters. For re-entry and landing, it would glide unpowered, relying on its aerodynamic shape and the skill of its pilots to touch down safely. There would be no jet engines, no ability to go around, no powered taxi to the hangar, no mid-air engine restarts. This decision shaped every shuttle mission to come. Each launch began with the roar of rocket engines, propelling the vehicle into the blackness of space. Each landing was a one-shot affair, a steep descent from orbit, a fiery plunge through the atmosphere, and a precise glide to the runway. Astronauts trained relentlessly to master this unpowered landing, simulating thousands of approaches in modified Gulfstream jets that mimicked the shuttle's unique flight characteristics. Even the smallest error could result in a missed runway or a hard landing, but the risks were deemed acceptable given the enormous savings in weight and complexity. Over time, the shuttle's lack of jet engines became iconic, a symbol of its hybrid nature as both spacecraft and airplane, yet never fully one or the other. Its landings were dramatic, with the vehicle appearing overhead at high speed, swooping down in a tight arc, and touching down in a cloud of dust. Pilots described the experience as flying a brick, with little room for error and no second chances. Yet the shuttle proved its worth, landing safely time after time, carrying astronauts home from the edge of space. There were, of course, close calls. On several occasions, weather at the planned landing site forced NASA to divert the shuttle to alternate runways, sometimes thousands of miles away. With no engines to power a cross-country flight, the shuttle was towed by special vehicles, its tires protected and its systems shut down. This logistical challenge underscored the trade-offs of the engine-less design, but it was accepted as a necessary compromise. The legacy of the shuttle's lost jet engines is profound. It highlights the delicate balancing act of spacecraft design, where every feature must justify its presence, every kilogram counts, and the realities of physics and engineering ultimately dictate what is possible. The dream of a spaceplane that could take off like a jet, soar into orbit, and land like an airplane remains alluring. But the shuttle's experience shows just how difficult that dream is to realize. In the years since the shuttle's retirement, new generations of spacecraft have emerged, each with their own solutions to the challenges of launch and landing. Some, like SpaceX's Starship, aim for full reusability, vertical landings, and rapid turnaround. Others, like the Dream Chaser, revive the concept of a lifting body glider, capable of landing on conventional runways, but still without jet engines. Yet the fundamental truth persists. The demands of spaceflight are unforgiving, and every compromise must be weighed with care. As technology advances, the dream of a true spaceplane may one day be realized, perhaps with hybrid engines that combine the efficiency of jets with the raw power of rockets, or with new materials that withstand the rigors of re-entry. For now, The story of the space shuttle and its lost jet engines serves as a testament to the ingenuity, ambition, and realism that define the pursuit of space. It teaches us that progress is not just about adding features, but about understanding limitations, making hard choices, and pushing the boundaries of what is possible. Looking back, one can appreciate the vision that inspired NASA's engineers to consider jet engines, and the wisdom that ultimately guided them to let that dream go. The shuttle may not have soared on jets, but it soared nonetheless, carrying generations of explorers, unlocking the secrets of the cosmos, and forever changing our relationship with the stars. In the end, the space shuttle's journey is not just about what it carried to orbit, or how it returned to Earth. It is about the spirit of exploration, the courage to innovate, and the willingness to confront the limits of our technology. The absence of jet engines is a footnote in a much larger story, a story of human ingenuity, perseverance, and the enduring quest to reach beyond the sky.